Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey, and today we're going to do the study of Rage Blanket. I'm going to be using Peyton's Grace on camera today with the size D as in dog, and it's a 3mm hook. Now the original was done with a 5mm size H crochet hook, and I used Red Heart Super Saver brushed with that, and if you go to the link in the more information video of this video, you can find out more about that. And then the finished sample was actually done with a 10mm size N as in Nancy crochet hook using Bernat blanket yarn. So if you are doing the black Bernat blanket yarn, it is 3 colors and it's 2 balls of each of the 3 colors. And you can get the color scheme breakdown on my pattern on my website. Just see the video description for that. So I'm just gonna do a little doily size here, and somebody really did me dirty and I got really upset. So instead of just crying and eating myself through the fridge, I decided to put the crochet hook into my hand with the pencil and paper, and I angrily stitched and designed this thing in one day. It is only 36 rounds. So with Bernat blanket, you end up with a 62-inch diameter sample. I don't know what it's going to be with this, but I want to hook my Rage into this and make it like a doily size and see how big it will go. So I'm going to be using this, and we're going to hook this. The color that you see is called Fiesta, and it's really quite fun. And without further ado, let's get on our Rage. So let's start sticking our stitches right up somebody's and let's begin our Rage together. So let's begin, and I'm going to start with the magic ring. If you don't want a magic ring, just chain 2 and use the second chain from the hook to do the 18 double crochets. For everybody else, if you want to do a magic ring, just do this. We have a video available, several of them actually, for adjustable rings or magic rings, or adjustable circles are also called, and we're just going to make that. And we want to chain 1 to lock it, and I want you to put 18 double crochets around into the ring. Make sure you go up over the 2 strands for the entire 18. So count out your 18 and do it, and be right back in a moment. If you're doing it with the chain 2, just slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet. If you're doing it the magic ring style, just pull out your hook and grab this strand here and just pull tight on it, and it will close off the center. Now it won't be completely closed, and you don't want it completely closed, but you do want it firm, looking something like this. I want you to take this strand, and I know, look at this, a tapestry needle. You ready to punch something yet? So if I'm a little crazy today, it's the study of Rage, so deal with it. Okay, so we're gonna just hide in the loose end in the back side. And when we do it, we want to do it a total 3 times. If that needle comes on the front side, I'm going to reach through your computer and teach you a lesson. So make sure you glide it through, and make sure you don't see that needle. Okay, so we're going to pull through, go through once, split the plies as well. Just don't go between the strands, and just go back and forth a total of 3 times, and you're good to go. So if you don't secure that in now, it's going to fall out on you, and then you are going to be all ragey. I want to use the P word, but I want to keep it somewhat friendly today. So let's just put this aside and let's put this back on. So there is your center. It'll be nice and tight. You like tight, right? So we're just going to then join it to the top of the first double crochet right there. And that is 18. So if you need the stitch counts throughout this whole thing, my pattern is available. See the video description, and look how nice that looks. Amen. Let's begin round number 2. We're going to begin round number 2, and right where we've done the join is the first one, and I need you to slip stitch into the back post. So just sneaking on down through the back side. I know it's the VIP entrance of the stitch. Coming through the back, and then pop that to the back. And all you're just doing is you're just slip stitching yourself to that there. Don't be too tight because it'll bend over the top here. We don't like things bent over. And I need you to chain just 1. And right where you did that same one, I want you to do a back post double crochet. So we're just getting ourselves positioned so that it looks right. And so we're doing a back post double crochet. Now for this round, we are just going to chain 1, and then we're going to go to the next post that is available, and you're going to do a back post double crochet. So how many back post double crochets are you going to do in total? You better have said 18. And if you didn't, let's just pretend you did. So make sure you chain 1 after it, and then keep going around and just doing a back post double crochet. Now I haven't used this thin yarn in a while, so if it looks like I'm struggling, I'm gonna get all ragey, so, but it's worth it, and I'm gonna keep on going. So it's gonna do a really beautiful effect by the time you get around. So chain 1 and back post the next one, and I'll see you at the end of the round. When you get back around, there should be 18, and make sure you chain 1 after it, and you should be able to count 18 of these spokey thingies. And when you get back around, I need you to slip stitch to the back post of the first one. Okay, so just slip stitch to the back post, and that'll keep it looking better. Okay, let's move on to round number 3. Round number 3, we're already on the back post here, so we're just going to chain 1 just to give ourselves a little bit of a builder, and around each one of these you're going to again do a back post double crochet. I know you're ready to reach through and say, why do we have to do it? Because I said so. So now you're just going to chain 2 after that and go to your next one and do a back post double crochet around that one too. And so your repeat then is chain 2 and back post around each one of these going around, and make sure you chain 2 after those, and I'll be right back at the end of the round. So this is going to make it open up even more, and I'll be right back. When you get back around, make sure you chain 2 after the last back post double crochet, and you're just going to join it then to the first back post double crochet at the regular part of the stitch. So your project will be much bigger in your hands. We won't discuss how small mine is. And let's begin row number 4. Let's begin round number 4. Right where you're sitting is on top of a back post double crochet, and I want you just to chain 1 and just focus on these chain 2 spaces and apply 3 single crochets in each. So 1, 2, 3, and then jump to the next space and apply 3 double crochet or 3 single crochets in there as well. So do 3 single crochet in each one of these spaces and meet me at the end of the circle in a moment. So in the last space, there's 3 single crochets in there. Just slip stitch to the top of the first single crochet that you started with. And that was round number 4. And you can see that it pushed all those spokes out even in your version. Let's begin round number 5. Round number 5, right where you are, just chain up 1 and apply 1 single crochet into the same one as the slip stitch. That's the first stitch. And then do 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. No counting, just do it. And I'll be right back in a moment. I'm coming all the way around, and I'm just making sure that I get every stitch. See this? This always looks like in the bigger samples that it's a stitch, but it's not. Just make sure you go into your very last stitch. And the stitch counts are provided on the pattern if you need it, as I mentioned. So once you have that done, just slip stitch to the beginning, like that. And therefore that was round number 5. Let's begin round number 6. Okay, we're about to do front post double crochet clusters. And when you do this, you have to make sure that you are keeping the count, and it counts as a stitch that it's sitting in front of. So we're going to start by chaining 1, and we want to do this cluster around this post. So when you reach down to double crochet and do your cluster, you have to provide a little bit of slack to get yourself back up a little bit, and then pull through 2 and hold. And you're going to do that 3 times. So reach on down to the post and pull through, give it a bit of slack and pull through 2, and 1 last time. Pull through 2. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Pull through all 3, and that is your front post double crochet cluster. So that counts as the stitch that it's sitting in front of. So in between each one of these, there's only 2 single crochets there. So see, this is the post that matches below. So the cluster will sit here. So these 2 that you see are the single crochet that you have. So there's only 2 single crochets between these guys. So let's do a front post double crochet cluster. So reach on down, give it the same slack that you just gave it, and you're doing that 3 times. And this is going to provide a really amazing texture right at the center. So we have 4 loops, so we're done. We yarn over and pull through, and then we single crochet the next 2. But if you lean it back, see, this is the cluster right there, and these next 2 are the single crochet. And you see the single crochet matches the top, so this is where the next cluster is. Please do this all the way around for round number 6. So I'm coming around, I've got my cluster and I have 2 more single crochets that are in a row and they're at the very end. So I just got those 2 and I'm going to join it with a slip stitch to the top of the first cluster that I began. Now in your sample here, this may feel like it's buckling and rolling up because it kind of is on mine too. You have to trust this pattern. It will lay out soon. We just need to get more stitch work in order to make that happen. So let's begin and go on to number 7. Okay, round number 7, I want you to chain 1 and you're on the top of the cluster here, and I need you to put in 2 single crochets into that same stitch. And now you're going to have 2 stitches left before you hit the next top of the cluster, and those are just going to be 1 single crochet each. So the easy way to remember this is at the top of the cluster, just put in 2 singles into the same one, and then the next 2 are one by itself. And then you're back to a top of a cluster again. Please do this all the way for number 7. So I'm coming all the way around, I'm on the top of the cluster, and then there's 2 stitches left before you join it to the first single crochet that was on top of the other cluster, right there. So I've gotten used to the thickness of this yarn, which is good. So let's move on now to round number 8. We're now going to create a 9-petal flower. We're going to start by chaining 1 and applying 1 single crochet in the same one that you did the join with, and then I need you to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I just need you to skip 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and go to the 4th. If it helps you to know, it's the first one of the group of 2 single crochets that share the same stitch. That might be easier for you to see. Okay, so chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 3 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, and it's the first one of the group of 2. And I need you to do this all the way around, and I'll be right back in a moment. Coming all the way around, I'm just chaining 4 on my last space, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitch to the first single crochet. You should have a total count of 18 of these chain 4 spaces going all the way around. Let's move on and do round number 9. Let's begin round number 9. So right where I am, I want to slip stitch over to this space here, the chain 4 space, and I'm just going to slip stitch over, chain 1, and apply 1 single crochet into this space. You're now going to jump into the next space, and the next space there's going to be 8 double crochets. So let's count those out together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Once that's done, you're going to jump to the next space, single crochet, and then jump into the next one and do another 8 double crochet, and you're going to alternate between the 2. You've already got the first single crochet in, so the very last space here will be the 8 double crochets when you get around. Please do this around for number 9. So I now have my last 8 in here. My single crochet is already started, so I'm going to slip stitch when I get around here, and that is going to complete that round here, number 9. We're now going to move on to number 10. To do number 10, you want to go to the first one of the group of 8, and you want to just go in the back side and just slip stitch into the back post, and that'll get it started. And you're going to chain 1, and you're going to back post double crochet around the same post. You're always going to chain 1 in between all of the stitches, no matter what you're doing here. So you're going to chain 1 and then do a back post around double crochet around the next. And you're going to keep doing this on this petal, and I have to show you what to do in the middle here when you get there. So chain 1 and back post the next. So keep doing that with your petals. So you're using all of the 8 stitches there and making them all into a back post double crochet. So I'm doing the very last one of the group of 8, and I have to chain 1, and then I want to jump over and start the first one of the group of 8 on this side. So I'm ignoring that single crochet that was in between. So I still continue with the back post and chain 1 and etc. So please do this all the way around, and this is round number 10. When you get all the way around, don't forget to chain 1 after the last back post double crochet goes in, and then just join it to the top of the first back post double crochet. So we're now ready for round number 11. We're now ready for round number 11. There are 8 back post double crochets, but we only want to play with the spaces between them. So that means there's only 7 spaces. We want to ignore all the spaces in between the petals when we're doing about what we're about to do. So I want to slip stitch into the next chain 1 space to get myself into the space, and we only want to play within the spaces. And you're going to start by chaining 4, which will count as 1 double crochet in a chain 1 space. So 1, 2, 3, that's a double crochet, and 4 is a chain 1 space. So we want to progressively make this work. So the next space is going to be a half double crochet followed by a chain 1. So there's going to be chain 1s between everything. So now here is going to be a single crochet into the next space followed by a chain 1. And so there will be 3 single crochets in a row. So that was 1, do the next space, single crochet and chain 1, and do the next space, single crochet and chain 1. This leaves 2 spaces on the petal. So the next one will be a half double crochet and a chain 1, and then the next one is a double crochet in the last space of this petal followed by a chain 1. You want to ignore this that separates the 2 petals, and you want to go into the space after the next petal begins. So you're going to start off with the double crochet first, chain 1, half double crochet in the next, chain 1, and then the 3 single crochets that you will have. So you'll have a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and single crochet, chain 1, and then chain 1, and you have 2 spaces left. The next one is a half double crochet, chain 1, the next one is a double crochet and chain 1, and jump to the next petal after the first double crochet here, the back post, and start again with a double crochet and chain 1 and etc. So please do this all the way around for round number 11. I've opened up the studio door so you may hear ambient noise. So after the last double crochet goes in here, you have to chain 1 and slip stitch to the 3rd chain up of the beginning chain 4 to complete. And this is what round number 11 looks like. Let's move on to round number 12. Let's move on to round number 12. Right where we're sitting is in the wrong spot. We need to be in the next chain 1 space. And there is a growth rate that will happen on this round. So we're going to begin by chaining 3 and double crochet into the same space. So we're only playing on the spaces on this round. So this is considered 1 space of 9. So you're going to come into the next space and you are going to put in 2 double crochet. Okay, so this is 2 of 9. Next space, 2 more double crochet. This is 3 of 9. The next space, 2 double crochet. This is 4 of 9. Next space, 2 double crochet, 5 of 9. Next space, 2 double crochet. That is 6 of 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next space is 2 double crochet. This is 7 of 9. Are you thinking Star Trek? I was. And the next one is the 8th space. So fill that in with 2 double. And the next one is 9. So put 2 in there. Now the next space that you will have, you'll put in 3 double crochets in there, and that helps this thing to grow properly. So the growth on this one here is that you are going to do the next 9 with 2 double crochets, and the 10th one is going to be 3 double crochet. You're going to repeat that all the way around, and you will end up with 3 spaces that will be left over, and in the last 3 spaces you're just going to put 2 double crochet in, and that will give you the 132 stitches that we're looking for. Please do this all the way around, and this is round number 12. So I'm coming around and doing my repeat. I have my 3 here because the 9 was done, and then I am left with 3 spaces that are before I start, and those are just 2 double crochet each. That will conclude then round number 12. Okay, so let's just slip stitch to the top of the first chain 3, and it should be laying relatively flat for you still, and that's the way I designed it. And let's move on to round number 13. Right where you're sitting, you want to chain a total of 4. That'll count as a double crochet and a chain 1 space. So 1, 2, 3, that's a double crochet, and the 4th is a chain 1 space. You are going to skip the next stitch right here and go to the second over, and you're going to double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next, and chain 1, and you're going to do that all the way around. So just skip every other stitch, double crochet in and chain 1, and do this all the way around for round number 13. So coming around, I'm just going to chain 1 after the last double, and then I'm just going to slip stitch to the first chain 3, and that's what it will look like. So you have to make sure you have a 66 double crochets. If you don't, just fake it or make it, right? But you do need 66. When I finished round number 13, I was in the very last stitch and I chained 1 and I joined it to the top of the chain 3. I never said that, but that's what I need to do. So I created these so that there will be 132 stitches total, but there should be 66 of these double crochets that go all the way around. So it technically looks good right now because I'm on the end of number 14, but it may feel wrong to you when you're on number 13. So just trust it. 14, right where you're sitting, you're just going to chain up 1 and single crochet on the top of the first chain 3. That's your first considered double crochet. You're going to double crochet in the next space, and then 1 double crochet or 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 into the space, and etc. So there's no growth on this round. It's just a matter of filling in the spaces to equally push out those spokes from each other. So single crochet in each stitch and chain 1 space around. I'll be back at the end of number 14. So I'm coming around here on round number 14, and I'm just filling in the final space, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the beginning. Okay, let's move on to round number 15. Okay, round number 15. I'm going to start by chaining 3. That'll count as your first double crochet, and then the next 9 will each be a double crochet. So let's count these out together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So with the chain 3 and those 9, that gives you the number 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the next one is going to be 2 double crochet into the next stitch, and the repeat going all the way around will be 10 double crochets by itself and then 2 into the next, and do that all the way around. I'm coming around on the end of number 15. There's 2 double crochets into the very last one. That's because I'm keeping in the sequence of 10 double crochets and 2 into the next, so the 2 is in sequence. We're going to join to the beginning just like that, and now we're going to begin round number 16. Let's begin round number 16. I'm going to slip stitch in behind this chain 3 and on the back post, and just slip stitch to stick there, and then I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to back post double crochet around that same one. Now the next one is going to be a front post double crochet, and you're going to alternate between the 2 of these going all the way around. So the next one has to be a back, and then the next one has to be a front, and do that all the way around here for number 16. I'm coming around on number 16. The last stitch before the end is a front post double crochet, and that's just keeping in sequence, and then you're just going to slip stitch to the top of the first. So you may noticing that it might be buckling a little bit. Don't worry about it. It's going to settle out. And we are going to move on to number 17 with doing the samurai stitch next. So we're going to do the samurai stitch next in number 16, and I need you to slip stitch 1 stitch over, and the stitch that I'm just slipping out of, I'm going to be using as part of the samurai, so don't forget that you'll have that there. Now you're going to chain 3, that'll count as your first double crochet, and you're going to double crochet the next 2 in a row. This is a beginning samurai stitch. Okay. So now you're going to go into the one that you were started off with, and you're going to double crochet into that one. So you're going to go right over it and allow this strands to go around the 3 that you just put in, and just pull from the back side, and you're double crocheting so that's wrapped around. So it's in the stitch and it's also wrapped around. The next one is also a regular samurai stitch. So you're going to skip 1 and you're going to double crochet in the next 3. There is a growth on this round, so we have to pay attention to that. So we're going to do the 3. This is a regular samurai stitch, and you're going to go into this stitch right here where I'm pointing at. So you're going to wrap and go around and let this wrap around those 3. Pull up a little bit of slack when you do that, and pull through 2 and 2. So these would be considered 2 regular samurai stitches. The third one in a row is going to be different. So you're going to skip 1 and you were going to put in 2 double crochets in there. So it allows it to grow, so it'll stay sitting flat. And the next 2 are 1 double crochet each. So this gives it a different count on the tops. So you're going to go into the one you skipped, wrapping around, pulling a little slack, and finishing it. So let's go through one whole sequence. So we skip 1 and we're going to do 2 regular samurai stitches in a row. So we skipped 1 and we're putting 3 single crochet or 3 double crochet. You're going into the one you skipped. I almost find it harder with the smaller yarn, but I'm going to persevere. So you got 1 and then you got to do it again. So you got to skip the next and double crochet the next 3. So go into the one you skipped. And now skip 1 and the next one is the increase. So the first one, so skip 1, the next one has 2 double crochets in it. So 1 and 2. And then the next 2 are by themselves. And then you're going to go into the one you skipped. So it's going to be easy to count these in case you lose your way. You'll see that the ones with the extra stitch in there, it looks wider. So you should have a wider one and then 2 smaller, wider and 2 smaller. Okay, so the regulars, there are 2 in a row, and then the wider version there. And I want you to do that all the way around. So in this case, there's going to be 2 regulars and then a wider version, and then etc. around for round number 17. So I'm coming all the way around here on number 17, and the last should be the group of the 2 that share. And I'm just keeping in the right sequence, so nothing special that was done at the end. And I'm just going to come back and grab it all, and then I'm just going to slip stitch it to the top of the first, chain 3. Okay, and that's what that looks like. And now it's sitting flat again, which is what I want, of course. And let's begin number 18. Number 18, you're going to get a counting break, so just chain up 1 and just apply 1 single crochet in each of the stitches all the way around, and this will give you the same chain count or the same stitch count as the last one. Okay, so please do that, 1 single crochet in each stitch around for round number 18. I'm coming all the way around. I'm just single crocheting in every stitch, and then I'm just going to join it to the first. So this round number 19, chain up 1 in the same one that you did the slip stitch to. It's looking a little loose for me. That's because I'm changing over the balls. I will secure in the loose ends. So there's a single crochet in the same stitch as the join. Now I need you to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and skip only 2 single crochets and single crochet in the next, and that's going to be your repeat going all the way around. So chain 3, so 1, 2, 3. If I could crochet, it would be better. Skip 2 and single crochet in the next. Please do this all the way around, and when you come around, you're going to have your chain 3 as your last piece, and then you'll just slip stitch to the beginning single crochet, and that's where I'll see you in just a few seconds from now. So I'm coming around on number 19, I'm chaining 3, and I'm just going to slip stitch it to the first single crochet that I started with. Okay, so we should verify before you go any further that you have 52 of these chain 3 spaces going all the way around, and that means that there is going to be 52 single crochets. But if you have the right amount of spaces, there's the right amount of single crochet. Let's continue to round number 20. Round number 20. I am going to slip stitch myself to the next chain 3 space, and then I'm going to chain 1 and single crochet. I did verify I did have 52, so I just didn't want to guess. So single crochet in the first. The next one over here is going to be 7 double crochets into the next space. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Nice. Next space, single crochet, and then the next space, again 7, and then the next space, single crochet, and etc. So every other space is going to have 7 double crochets, and then the spaces in between will be single crochet, just like you see. Please do this all the way around for round number 20. Coming up to the end of round number 20, the 7 double crochets should be in the last one, and you're just going to slip stitch to the first single crochet, and so far so good, still laying flat, which is awesome. And let's move on to round number 21 next. Round number 21, you can give me crap for it now or wait. Let me know in the comments. I know you hate popcorn, but that's what it is today. And you're just going to chain 1 just to get yourself started. And I want you around the single crochet, everything is for the popcorns are on the front post, and everything that I'm going to tell you for the petals are going to be on the back post. So to do a popcorn on the front post, you're just going to go and keep that front post in front, and you need to do 4 double crochet. You're welcome. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you have your 4 done, I want you to release it off and go to the first double crochet you started with and pick it back up and pull through, and chain 1 locks it. Okay, so you get this nubbly little thing. So now I only want you to focus on the middle 5 of the group of 7. So you're going to skip the first double crochet and the last one. Only focus on the 5, and those will each be a back post double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you're going to skip that last double crochet that's in the petal, and you don't have to chain 1 or anything. I just want you to start and do again the popcorn around the front post of the single crochet that is in between the 2 petals. So just put in your 4 double crochets to start. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Release it off, put it in the first one of the group of 4, pull it through, and chain 1 will lock it to hold it in suspension. The next petal, you ignore the first and the last one, only focus on the middle 5 and make those as a back post double crochet. I need you to repeat this all the way around for number 21. This round will take you a little bit of time, so throw on a good movie and let me know what the movie is going to choose. Maybe Aaron Brockovich, something fun, easy to watch, and entertaining at the same time. So do that, and I'll be back at the end of number 21 in a few seconds. So I'm coming all the way back around. I got my 5 back post double crochets there, and I'm just going to join it to the top of the first popcorn that I did. And now we're going to move on to round number 22 next. We're now moving on to round number 22. If your sample is buckling like mine is, don't flip out about it. It's going to work itself out. You'll see. I want you to chain up 1, and we're going to do back post double crochet. I know, kill the messenger. And I want you to do a back post double crochet, including back posting the popcorns. And we need to count. I know it's the end of the world. So that was just 1 of 12 now. So we're now going to count to 12. So do the next one. So this is 2 and 3. Just treat those popcorns like they're regular stitches, because they are. So we got 4, 5, 6, and the 7th here happens to be a popcorn, and 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And now the popcorn happens to be next, but it's not always going to be the same. And in this one here, there's going to be 2 back post double crochets around the same post. Now if I could just crochet, it would be even better, right? So let me just try again. Okay, so we're going to do 2 around there. So the sequence to go all the way around will be 12 back post double crochets in a row, and then 2 back post double crochets into the next. And I need you to do that all the way around, and I'll be back at the end of round number 22. Okay, I'm back here at the end of number 22. You should have 168 double crochets in the back post. Now, for whatever reason, and I don't want to backtrack, and here's your ticket out of being able to frog yourself. I was missing a stitch, so I actually put an extra stitch in there on the back post. You see the last 2 to get myself to 168. So I'm not going to frog myself because nobody has time to frog themselves. So I'm just going to attach to the first one with a slip stitch. Sorry, I'm not supposed to be wrapping my hook. We're going to attach to the first one and call that quits. Okay, so if that happens to you, no big deal. Maybe if you had 169, you could do a 2 together, back post double crochet as well to get yourself there. And we're going to move on to round number 23 next. We're now moving on to round number 23. I need you to chain up 3. That counts as 1 double crochet, and I need you to double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So let's count these out together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So with the chain 3 and those 5, that gives you the number 6, which is important. And then you're going to do 2 double crochets into the next stitch. So your repeat pattern going around for number 23 will be 6 double crochet in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then what's going in the next one? Yeah, it's 2 double crochet, that's right. So let's do that all the way around, and this will take you to the end of number 23, where I'll meet you back up here in a moment. So we're now back here on the end of 22, and the last stitch should be 2 double crochet into the same one, and that's just because I'm keeping the counts of 6 in a row that were double crochet and 2 into the next, and I'm going to join it to the beginning chain 3 to finish off this round. Got a nice easy round for you, number 24. Just chain up 1 and just slam in a single crochet around in each stitch, no counting, just do it, and I'll be back at the end of number 24 in a moment. Okay, I'm at the end of number 24. I'm just going to slip stitch to the beginning single crochet, and now we're going to start round number 25. Okay, we have a really fast round for you now, and I need you to right where you're sitting to chain 6. That'll count as a double crochet and a chain 3 space. So we have 1, 2, 3, that's a double crochet, 4, 5, and 6 is a chain 3 space. In the same stitch you just came out of, I want you to double crochet again. So we're creating a foundation for what's coming in the future. I need you to skip 2 stitches and then do this big V stitch that I call it. So it's a double crochet, chain 3, and a double crochet into the same stitch. So the repeating then, skip 2 stitches and then put a double crochet, chain 3, double crochet into the same stitch, and I need you to do this all the way around for round number 25. Okay, so we're coming around on the end of number 25. You should see the live chat that's happening on YouTube right now. I'm just spilling the beans. So, okay, so we're just gonna join to the 3rd chain up of the beginning chain 6, and it looks beautiful, it looks fun, it looks fabulous, and hopefully yours is too. And in the next round, number 26, we're gonna have a lot more fun too. And let's continue that journey in just a moment. Okay, so we're moving on to number 26. You got a nice easy round like we had before. I want you to slip stitch to the next chain 3 spaces, and I want you to ignore the spaces in between them. So look at each one as a V stitch, because it is. And so you're gonna slip stitch in the first V stitch, chain 1, and single crochet in. The next V stitch, the chain 3, you're going to put in 7 double crochet. So let's count to 7 together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then single crochet into the next V stitch. Okay, so it's like before when you did it right over here. So you're just using the space. One space is gonna have the single, the next one will have the 7 double crochets, and that's what you're gonna do all the way around for number 26. So let's do that and I'll be back in a moment. I'm here at the end of number 26. I got my 7 double crochets in. Let's slip stitch it to the first single crochet that we started with. And let's begin our journey then. And oh, I don't think you're gonna like what's gonna go on in the next round, but let's just stick it out and try number 27. Let's try number 27. We're gonna just chain 1, and I want you just to slip stitch around that single crochet from the back post. I know, more back post. What are we thinking? Clearly I'm not. So we're just gonna slip stitch around the back post just to get ourselves into that position. And then I need you to chain 6. So this will be like a V stitch again. So chain 3, so 1, 2, 3. That's gonna be your back post double crochet, chain another 3. So 4, 5, 6 is a chain 3 space. And around the same post in the back, do another back post double crochet. I know, the damn designer, right? Okay. So now that that's done, it's not over, my friends, but we're gonna continue. And we need to jump over this shell. So in order to do the jumpy jump, we're gonna just chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now you're going to double crochet around the back post of the single crochet. Chain 3. And double crochet around the same post. So you're applying the V stitch just like you were, but you're doing it on the back post, and you're making sure that you chain 5 before you do the next one. So chain 5, and then go to the next single and do the same thing. So these will all be resting in behind the shell work. Please do this all the way around for round number 27. When you get around here on the end of number 27, I got my chain 5, and I'm going to slip stitch it to the 3rd chain up of the beginning chain 6. I'm good to go. So now you have this, it's kind of in behind, which is where I want it to be, and I'm moving on now to number 28. So moving on, I need you to slip stitch to this chain 3 space, and I need you to chain 3. That's going to count as 1 double crochet, and I need 8 more in there, so it's a total of 9 altogether. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So with the chain 3 and the 8, it gives you the number 9. Now you need to put in a single crochet in here, but you need to sandwich it down to the 4th one here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, it's the fourth one, it's the middle one of the group of 7. So going into that one and making sure the chain falls down on top of the line and single crochet to sandwich it together to keep it together. So then you're going to go to the next V-stitch again, and now it's going to be 9. So I'll count those quietly in my head. So 1, 'Kay, so I got my 9. Single crochet goes around this, but it's in the fourth one here of the group of 7. Okay, and single crochet there. So you're going to do that all the way around. So the only difference last time is that there was 7, now there's 9, and when you single crochet, you're single crocheting, catching that chain, but into the top of the 7, the middle one of the 7. Please do this around for number 28. So I'm coming all the way around here on this round, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the top of the first chain 3. Now we're going to do something slightly different in the next round, round number 29, and let's begin that next. Round number 29, chain up 1, and I want you to put a front post double crochet around the single crochet that's right here. So you're backtracking just a little bit, but it's not enough to be all squirrely about. Now we have 9 double crochets here. I only want you to focus on the 7. So ignore the first one and the last one, and we're back again to the double crochet in the back post just for the middle 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you may not have to count it if you can automatically just ignore the first and the last one. Once that's in, then you go to the next single crochet and make it a front post double crochet. Okay, this gives it more texture. So then jump into the next petal, jump into the second one that's in the petal, and do your middle 7 as a back post double crochet, and etc. And do this all the way around for round number 29. Coming all the way around on number 29, I have my 7 back post double crochets. I already started with my front post double, so that's done already. And I'm just going to slip stitch to the first stitch there, which is the front post double. So we're now going to move on, and we're going to move to the next one. So just move to the next stitch, slip stitch over, and that's where we're going to start our next one, round number 30. To move on to round number 30, I've already slip stitched over 1, so I'm just going to chain 1, and I'm going to apply 1 single crochet in each of the 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I wouldn't necessarily count these. All I would do is that you need to skip over the front post double. So just ignore that's there. Just go right to the very next one, skip over it, and just do the next 7. So every time you see the front post double, just skip over it and just continue to single crochet yourself around on this round, number 30. So I'm back here on the end of number 30, and I'm going to skip over the front post double crochet because we kind of went on for it, and go right into the first single crochet that we started with. So let's begin number 31. Right where you're sitting, you're going to chain up 3. That'll count as your first double crochet, and I need you to double crochet the next 6 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So with the chain 3 and the 6, that gives you the number 7. And in the next one, you're going to put 2 into the next stitch. So 2. So the repeat for this entire round is going to be 7 double crochets in a row. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then the next one is going to be 2 into the next. Please do this all the way around for round number 31. Okay, I'm all the way around on number 31, and we're now going to progress to number 32. In number 32, we're going to just chain up 1, and we're going to just put in 8 single crochets in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then it's going to be 2 into the next. So 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and you're going to repeat that around. So it's going to be 8 by itself and 2 into the next, and this will be round number 32, and I'll be back in just a moment. So I just come back around on number 32, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the beginning, and then we're going to start round number 33 next. Round number 33, I need you to chain 1, and in the first one where you've got the slip stitch, you want to put in a cluster, and the cluster is going to be going in, pulling through 2 and holding it, and then yarning over again, pull through 2 and hold it, and one more time, and in, pull through 2 and hold it. It's like a 3 together stitch. You're going to see 4 loops, pull through all 4, and then I need you to chain a total of 3. So 1, 2, 3. In the same one, I want you to put another cluster. So yarning over and going in, pull through 2 and hold it. And you keep doing that until you see 4 loops back on the hook. Once you see the 4, pull through all 4, and now you're ready for the next one. So you need to skip 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, go to the next and start another cluster. So we yarn over, pull through, and you keep adding them until you get the 4 loops back on the hook. Pull through all 4, chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then back in and do it again. So these clusters are sharing the same stitch, like a flower, I guess you could say. So what you're going to do is you're going to go all the way around. So you're going to skip 3 and then do your cluster, chain 3 and cluster into the next, and so on. You will see a total of 70 groups all the way around. And if you want to count the individual clusters, it's a total of 140, but I would look at it in the sense of here's one cluster, here's another, and etc. And you'll have 70 of those. So please do this all the way around for number 33. So I'm coming all the way around. You should be skipping the last 3 stitches before you do that, which is normal because you've been doing that all the way along. And I'm just going to slip stitch to the top of the first cluster. Okay, let's pull tight, and let's move on to round number 34. So let's begin number 34. We have an increase on this one, so every other space of the chain 3 is going to be slightly different of each other. So we're just going to slip stitch into the first chain 3 space, and now I need you to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. That's 1 double crochet, and I need you to apply 3 more double crochet into the same space. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So with the chain 3 and those 3, that gives you the number 4. Jump to the next chain 3 space that is in the next cluster area, and this time it's going to be 5 double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So here's your repeat for the remaining of the round. The next chain 3 space is going to have 4 double crochet in it. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the next chain 3 space is going to have 5. So please alternate between the 4 and the 5 double crochets in each of the spaces, and I will be back at the end of the round. And this is round number 34. Coming around to number 35, there's 5 double crochets in the last space, so you went 4, 5, 4, 5 all the way around, so the last space has 5. Slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain 3, and let's move on to the second last round. So each one of the 4s and the 5s are going to be treated differently from each other, because you'll notice on the outside of this is that the scallop looks different depending on if it's a 4 or a 5. So if you're on the 4, just chain 1 right when you start right now, and you're going to single crochet into there and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. The scallop is going to sit in that chain, and then single crochet into the last one here of that same grouping of 4. You were then going to double crochet around this space down here, but go right over top of everything and compress it together and double crochet right around like that. So this is a group of 5. So the first one will be a single crochet, and then you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you chained 3 last time because there was 4 here. This time you're chaining 4 because there's 5. Single crochet in the last one, and then single crochet into the space down here. Okay, so this is a grouping of 4, so single crochet in the first and chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the last one, and then go into the space down here, double crochet. This is a grouping of 5. Do the first one, single crochet, chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet into the last one of that, and then double crochet down in between. So do the same idea going all the way around for this round number 36. When you come back on the end of this round, just make sure that you do your double crochet down in between. You've already started with your first single, and so you're going to slip stitch. Now we're going to do our last round together, and let's begin that next. So the scallops are different. In the ones that have the 4, the scallop is as follows. So I just have to slip stitch over first just to begin this first one. We're going to just chain 1, and I'm just going to single crochet into the first. Then I'm going to do a half, then a double, and then a half, and then a single, just like that. And what I'm going to do, see this one that goes straight down, just single crochet there, and that'll hold it in position. The ones that have the 5 below, these are the chain 4 spaces. They're each going to be a total of 7 double crochets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then single crochet into the one that goes on straight down. So skipping the first one, it's this one. Single crochet there, and then do a small scallop because you're on the 4. So it's single crochet, half, double, half, and single. Okay, then single in the one that goes straight on down, and then jump to the next one, and this is going to be 7 double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then single crochet in the one that goes straight on down. So you're going to alternate between the 2 different types of scallops depending on which one you're on. So the next one will be the small and then large, and you end up with the edge that will look like this, and that will be the conclusion. I'll see you at the end of the round. So I'm now at the very end. I have my last 7 double crochets in. I'm going to single crochet to the middle one that we have been that goes straight on down, and then I'm just going to slip stitch to the first single crochet. And that is ending this journey. So I'm just going to trim my yarn, any yarn tails that you would have had that you want to fasten those in. I've been doing it as I've been going along. So I used a total of 5 Peyton's Grace balls, but on the 5th one I have a lot left over. But it's better to have yarn left over than not enough. So I wasn't really sure. I'm actually kind of surprised it took 5. I would have thought it would take less, but this thing is much bigger than I expected. And if you're looking for any more details on this version, just go to the more information of this video, or the video description, and I will provide a link. And I'm just weaving in the tails back and forth 3 times. So this is good to go. I'm really quite happy with the end result, and it does sit flat and it's amazing. And this here is the study of rage. And I hope that you enjoyed this project today. Let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye.